Granddad, of course, I think he was the third of the four kids. When they moved to Cochrane, Granddad was born 1894, moved to Cochrane in 1910, so he would have been 16. He helped out with his dad and his older brother with the butcher shop business, but he just wanted to be a cowboy. He just loved horses. He was an excellent rider and horse trainer, and that was his deal. He wanted to ride. He took on contracts, breaking horses, training horses, anything to do with horses, guiding pack outfits, doing all that kind of thing. So that's what he did every opportunity he had. And while they were in Cochrane, and they lived in town after 1910, shortly after 1910, a murderer was reported to have escaped, and it was reported to be heading west. And they had what my grandparents referred to as a town man. Well, the town of Cochrane wouldn't have been too big in 1910. So I think we would today think of him as a bylaw officer, probably a maintenance man. He did whatever needed doing around the town. He certainly wasn't hired on to be a policeman, but he had sort of some policeman duties. When this murderer escaped in Calgary and was supposed to be heading west, of course, Cochrane was the first town on the CPR, west of Calgary. And my great-grandfather was out in the barn out in the back alley milking his cow. And this guy, the town man, showed up in quite a state. He was very upset that there was this gangster heading his way, and he wasn't really prepared to deal with him, and what earth was he going to do? And he'd heard about my grandfather's reputation as a stagecoach driver and riding shotgun and being a deputy sheriff in Wyoming for a period of time and knowing Wyatt Earp and all these guys. So this sort of history was fairly well known in those days. So he shows up asking Granddad, great-grandfather, for advice. What am I going to do now? This guy's coming into my town, and what am I going to do? So the whole time he's milking his cow, which probably takes 15 minutes, he's calming this guy down. He's saying, just think about it for a minute. If you're an escapee, are you going to show up in the first town? You're going to avoid it like the plague. Why would you go into the first town? They're going to be looking for you there. He said, don't worry about it. Just calm down. You're not even going to see this guy. So the 10 or 15 minutes it took him to milk his cow, he calmed down the town man, who went on down the back alley a block or so, carrying his coal oil lantern because it was after dark. Dad Johnson thought this was rather unbecoming attitude for a police officer to have. So he reached behind his barn door, took out his rifle, and shot the glass out of the guy's lantern. They had to get a new town man. But anyway, they went ahead and proceeded with the butcher shop business. Granddad worked around cowboying and the like. Guiding, playing polo, training polo ponies, accompanying trained polo ponies to wealthy buyers on the east coast of the U.S., that sort of thing.